All right, you saw it right here, the one and only debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz, the vice presidential debate. Our State House political insiders, Trav Robertson and Dave Wilson, joining us now. Trav, we'll begin with you.
This is not our last or first debate, for that matter.
Anybody move the needle tonight?
I think both candidates did exactly what they needed to do, and they came out to be opposite of their presidential candidates. But remember, this debate was set on the backdrop of two very significant things: the devastation of the hurricane that has come through South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, and Georgia, and also the fact that Iran has attacked Israel for the first time, I think, in a very long time, significantly. And so I think you came out with two candidates who were going to temper their words and their tone.
Dave, I believe some of the analysts on CBS a moment ago said they were surprised at the J.D. Vance who showed up at tonight's debate. Were you?
There were some people who thought J.D. Vance was going to be this blunt object that was just going to be beating on Tim Walz. Honestly, we were talking about this before. This was a debate. It was real. This is the sort of debate that if you've been watching debates for years, you go, oh, this was kind of reminds me of Reagan and Mondale. It kind of reminds me of good debate back and forth, not this name-calling back and forth.
It was do no harm. And I think that J.D. Vance came out and actually articulated a message that Donald Trump can't.
And that made a big point. The only place that was a real stickler, Walz, on this whole Tiananmen Square issue, it was the stall in the look on his face when it was like, what do I say next?
Well, I think there's one more. I think one of the most telling points of the night was when J.D. Vance was asked if Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, and he refused to answer the question. So I think there's a tit for tat in that specific area.
There's a little bit of having to follow in line with what Trump is saying. Walz is having to stand there on his word.
Well, I think Walz addressed it. He said he misspoke. He got caught up in the excitement. It happens to all of us.
Early voting's already started in some states. Is it going to matter, this vice presidential debate? Is it going to matter?
I mean, I don't know that the vice presidential debate was as exciting as the presidential debate. I don't know how many folks watched it. Like my colleague here said, this was about issues and policy, and a lot of people's eyes glaze over.
Well, but the thing about it is, you actually were discussing the real things that never got discussed. I mean, you go back to debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in 2020, the first debate, and it was a mockery of what we consider debates to be, JR. I mean, you've led debates before. You know what it's like. And when you have something that's like this, it's like, oh, wow, the adults are in the room tonight.
Governor Walz and J.D. Vance shook hands 3 times. Their wives joined them on stage and shook hands after the debate. I think that tells you that the goal of tonight was to do no harm but be civil to one another.
And the other part about it, though, and Trav and I have been a part of debates in various times for years since we were in college, is that you have a situation where you realize oftentimes we agree on many things. We just don't necessarily agree on the way to get there.
Right.
And those are issues.
That's democracy.
That's democracy, but it's also respectful democracy, JR.
All right, we've got about 45 seconds left. President Biden's going to be in the upstate tomorrow looking at some hurricane damage there. This is expected from the White House.
Well, I mean, my thing is this, is I think that the president and Vice President Harris are doing their due diligence to make sure that South Carolina and the region gets the resources they need. It's a shame Governor McMaster's not going to meet him there.
There is a lot of stuff that's going on right now when it comes to what's happening post-hurricane. And some of the things that are happening, especially in the upstate of South Carolina, is devastatingly bad. And the thing that we're not seeing right now is the level of leadership that we need to really address
the people of this state that are hurt, we love you.
Yep,
all right, McMaster, by the way, was asked about that today. He said, when asked if he was going to meet the president tomorrow, he says, I met him many times before. So
that's a shame.
Yeah.
All right.
Unacceptable.
All right, that is it for the discussion. We have more on the vice presidential debate on our website tonight. Just go to WLTX.com.